What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of my new career mode. This is episode number 9, and we start today's episode off with a home game against Genoa on the back of our away draw against Empoli in the last game, in the last episode. But at home, we have a 100% record. We've won every single game so far. So as Genoa come to take us on here at home, we're definitely fancying our chances of getting back to winning ways and getting back to picking up the 3 points in this game. Genoa's side has a couple of decent players, and the goalkeeper is a possible transfer target in mind in the future. Perrine, a pretty decent young keeper, but I still fancy the chance of us getting the 3 points in this game. However, the first chance would fall to the away side in the first couple of minutes. This cross into the box was won in the centre by the Genoa striker, but the header goes just wide of the post and behind for a goal kick. But in the 32nd minute, we had our first real chance of the game as we passed the ball around, just trying to retain possession a little bit. You guys could probably notice by now, this is the general style of play I'm trying to adopt with this Torino side. Just like I do in my club and country series of Racing Santander, try and retain possession for the most part, win that possession battle, and then try and carve out chances. After nice passing, Quagliarella finds Florenzi, and we do indeed open the scoring. A really nice, simple passing move. It's not exactly quick tempo passing, just trying to cut through the defence. It's more just trying to keep hold of that ball, make sure you don't give it away, and then try and carve out a chance eventually once you get to around the edge of the area. That's exactly what happened there. We rolled the ball off towards Florenzi, and it's a wonderful strike by Florenzi. I really like this guy. I know it looks, possible he's not going to grow in the whole season and the whole series for us, maybe, depending on how long he stays here, because it looks like his potential is glitched and locked in. But even so, I love the start he's made. That's now his third goal in the Serie A. He's such a decent player, and he does open the scoring. So 1-0, and in the 40th minute, we had a great chance to make it 2-0. First, Perry made a save, and then after some, pretty shambolic defending from Genoa, eventually we got another chance, but the shot was straight at Perrine, and eventually Genoa got the danger away. So not the best of defending there, but they did the job eventually. In the 45th minute, they almost equalised. They got themselves inside, but the shot went into the side netting and behind for a goal kick. So still 1-0 to Torino, but Genoa in this game were putting us under quite a bit of pressure, and looked like they might be the first team this season to stop us from winning at home. They had another great chance here, and again it was the number 10 winning the header in the centre, but this time his header hits the bar, and eventually we scrambled the ball away. So still Torino 1, Genoa 0, and in the 73rd minute, another great chance for Genoa to come forward here. Badelli makes a good save though, and we scrambled the ball away. So still 1-0, and it was how the game would finish as well. Torino 1, Genoa 0. So the 100% record at home continues with another win notched up here, but this one was not as convincing as the previous ones. As you can see, Genoa in this game, I feel at least deserved a point. They did play, just as good as us, and I think on another day they could have snuck away with a point there and probably would have deserved it as well. My man of the match was Florenzi, got the only goal of the game and was pretty solid in the middle of the park for us. And as you can see, after that we had a youth squad monthly report as we're now into January, and you can see the squad report as well. Victor Fejo right now looking pretty good, 60 to 70 overall, 82 to 94 potential. And I've read your comments, guys. I am taking him on board. A lot of you have been saying, please don't promote him post-May because his physicals probably won't grow in the first couple of seasons. He's 15 years old now. If he turns 16 before May, I'll promote him. If he doesn't, there's obviously nothing I can do about it. But I am taking your points on board. And if Victor Fejo does turn 16 before May, we will promote him beforehand. Otherwise, he will unfortunately go through that May update. But regardless, here is a squad report. You can see how the players are currently doing right now. Liking some progression from the majority of the players, not going to lie. But of course, Balanza and I mentioned there, Florenzi, still yet to grow a rating. And it's so frustrating because both of them have had pretty decent starts to their Torino career. But that's just how it is, unfortunately. Even so, I'm looking at the squad and I'm thinking, now we're in the January transfer window. Now the January transfer window opens. What changes do I want to make? Because we got a couple of £1 million. I could probably request another couple as well. But as you can see by the league table, we're top of the table 16 games in with 35 points. 2 points clear of our rivals Juventus in second, and also 7 points clear of Fiorentina in third, and a 9-point clear, 9-point gap clear of Napoli in fourth place as well. So it has been a pretty decent start to the season. I say pretty decent. It's exceeded expectations really, and I don't really know whether I want to make too many significant changes to the squad, and possibly mess up what's been a really decent start for us right now. But then I'm thinking maybe we could sell some of the players that are already looking really good, already in good form, getting some attention from other clubs as well. Cash in on them now and then make improvements to the squad again. One of those players is unsurprisingly Poloski, the league's leading goal scorer right now. Valencia wanted him for £5.5 million, which I thought was hilarious. And also Badelli lead the league in clean sheets. Barca wanted him for £4 million, and also I thought that was just ridiculous. So We ask for treble that and we'll wait and see what the Swiss side say. But even so, I would imagine that Poloski and Padelli are going to get in a lot of bids in this January transfer window because they are both leading the league in goals and clean sheets respectively. So as you can see here, West Ham coming for Poloski, £7.5 million. I'm not against selling Poloski despite the amazing start he's made to the season if we get a bid of around £20 million. But I don't really see that happening personally because even though he is the league's top scorer, he's only 76 overall, he's 25 years old. I don't imagine he's got the potential to grow anywhere past, let's say 79, 80, 81 at a stretch. But even so, we'll have to wait and see what happens. I'm not sitting here thinking that we have to cash in on these players because, Poloski's got a few years before he starts to decrease, and he's our best player right now in terms of the goals he scored. Padelli's been a really solid goalkeeper, and there'll be bids for other players as well, I know, but I kind of like the squad we've got right now. I don't want to make too many changes, but regardless, I did ask the board for £4 million, and I told them if you give us £4 million, I'll get you in the Champions League. They said we give you £3.4 million, and I was thinking, well, I'm not really sure whether I regret asking for £4 million to get into the Champions League, because, the Champions League would be an amazing debut season for us, but I thought, do you know what, let's go for it, let's really go for it this season, and let's see if we can get Torino into the Champions League come the end of the year. This could backfire massively, and we could possibly go on a really bad run of form in the second half of the season, and miss out on the Champions League qualification, but I look at it right now, and I think we're 9 points clear of Napoli, we're top of the table, and I believe we can finish in the top 3 come the end of the season. If we can keep Poloski fit, as I said, that's the most important thing for us. If the team stays together as a group, they all seem to play really well in this 4-4-2 Diamond Central. Everyone seems to understand their role and it all works really nicely. I don't see why we can't get into the Champions League for next season. So I did decide to be ambitious. Maybe it'll backfire. We'll have to wait and see. But even so, I'm excited, and hopefully we don't see it backfire and we do go ahead and qualify for the Champions League at the end of the season. Otherwise, we may lose our job here. Regardless, we took on Chievo Verona for the second and final game of today's episode here. The first chance fell to us, but Poloski shot straight at the goalkeeper and eventually cleared. And in the 32nd minute, we won ourselves a penalty here down the right-hand side as Bruno Perez, the right back, got taken down with the shirt pull, and the referee awards a spot kick for us. It's actually kind of surprising because when Bruno Perez was about to dribble out of play, he had to slide to keep holding the ball and make sure he didn't dribble out of play. I thought the Chievo Verona defender could have just lunged in and got the ball away for a corner. Instead, he hesitated. Perez ran around the back of him, and as you can see, the number 87 there just pulls him to the ground. That was just really poor defending, in my opinion. Regardless, a penalty to Torino and a great chance to make it 1-0. Who else but Alberto Poloski is going to stand up and take it here? He's playing against his former club. He left them in the summer transfer window. Is he going to score against his former club as well? Yes, he is, because despite the goalkeeper diving the right way, he does put it into the top corner, and Alberto Poloski makes it Chievo Verona 0, Torino 1. So one goal up in this game, 34 minutes in. It had to be Poloski scoring against his former club at his former ground. Goalkeeper does dive the right way, but he can't keep it out, and it is 1-0 to Torino. So great to get the opening goal of the game in the first half here. Poloski getting the goal. First goal in a few games, I do believe. I have to work out how many games it's been, but even so, great to make it 1-0 here. And in the 39th minute, a great chance for Chievo Verona to equalise, though. Zukanovic, the man who gave away the penalty, plays a 1-2 here, but the shot is way off target and behind for a goal kick. Didn't really catch it properly, and it was way off target. So still 1-0 going into the break, and 10 minutes after the restart here, Benassi wins us the ball back and finds Gabbiadini, rolls it through towards Poloski, who already has one goal for us in this game. Can he get his second? Yes, he can, because he smashes the ball into the inside the near post and makes it Chievo Verona 0, Torino 2. So great to see Poloski score his second goal in the game against his former club, and it just had to happen, really. I mean, coming to this game, hadn't scored a goal in a few games against his former club. Of course he was going to score at least one goal. He's now got 2, his 13th for the season, and it's Chievo Verona 0, Torino 2. In the 63rd minute, though, a great chance for Chievo Verona to get themselves back in the game, but this shot went harmlessly off target and behind for a goal kick. So still 2-0, and another great chance here in the 72nd minute for Chievo Verona from this free kick. As you can see, the man runs over the ball as the wall goes forward there. Then the referee books one of our players in the wall, and that sort of disrupted the Chievo Verona's free kick regime. But even so, free kick to get to Chievo Verona just outside the area. They roll it off, and the shot is eventually taken, and it does find the bottom corner as well. So tries to put them off, tried to make sure they wouldn't have a simple routine which works flawlessly, but it doesn't matter in the end. They still get the goal, and it's Chievo Verona 1, Torino 2. So pretty poor from me, really, there. I took a step to the right with Florenzi when I shouldn't have done so. Should have kept on running, but even so, 2-1, and Verona back in the game. So 2-1 here. 15 minutes for the end, though. Another great chance for Chievo Verona to equalise, but Padelli makes a good save and turns it behind for a corner. So still 2-1, and it was how the game would finish as well. Poloski's brace does separate the two sides. Really pleased with that. Great to see him back to scoring goals, getting 2 in this game against his former club. And in the end, it wasn't really the most prettiest of performances. It wasn't the best performance of put in all season, but the most important thing was getting a win, just like the last game as well against Genoa. The most important thing was getting a win, and we did it in this game, even though some would claim it was undeserved, and probably right, but even so, that does end the episode, guys. So as always, a big thank you for watching the video. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed today's episode of my new career mode, then please do leave a like, and I'll see you for the next episode of my new career mode very soon.